Today, I want to take a look at all the endgame farming team that people are using across all different bosses. Check out what people are using so that we can build towards them in the double drop event. So first gonna be the damage boosting dungeon, Terrormaton. And as you can see, it is a whole fucking lot of Lily, Shadow Sania, Dot team. And once in a while, you get a little sprinkle of hope, like Kachi the God in there to try to outlive the dungeon pretty much. 4-minute clear time, not exactly very exciting, but it exists, right? And then we have another Kachi the God team with single damage dealer and pretty much just try to survive. So let's check out what is the deal with this situation, okay? Hopefully he's gonna show us a new way to clear a dungeon, potentially. So we have the team here with Kazami, the cooldown reduction speed buffer. We can strip the boss, put attack buff on, and now Kachi the God is gonna start buffing defense buff and immunity. If you hit the, I think, 180 accuracy threshold, you will buff defense buff for 3 turn and immunity 2 turn all the freaking time. So I think the whole philosophy with this team is just to be here for as long as possible, because with defense buff and shield and artisan, you're gonna survive pretty well, and it's gonna take a whole lot of time to clear. I'm not sure, okay? We can never be sure if this is like a 10 out of 10 auto clear. Is this an actual viable team that is gonna clear in 4 minutes? We're not too sure. And then there's Lily in there. How important is Lily in this comp? Can you take out Lily? We also don't know about that. We just know that this team right here has the potential to clear the boss in 4 minutes. But I think the real problem with this boss content, or every boss content in the game, is the soft attack buff in every dungeon. So every dungeon has a mechanic to make sure that the boss gets stronger and stronger. Make sure that you're not going to be here in 10 minutes, okay? You have a life to worry about. They don't want you to spend too much time in gacha game. So every boss has a thing or two to make them really, really strong after a couple turns, so that even if you like this, there's a chance that the boss gonna one-shot you, potentially, because look at that. He's taking a lot more damage now with the SR character. Holden is very strong naturally, so you don't have to worry about Holden. But I think this is gonna be okay. Like, potentially, this can be like a slow team people can build towards too. If you take out Lily, you can put in maybe another bruiser character, another shield buffer, so that you can survive. But with Holden, you have defense break, you have turn meter down, you have attack break, and I think that is not too shabby, not too shabby. So Kachi the God is on the rise right now in the meta for so many different bosses, because he just keeps you alive. He's the one that kind of glue everything together so that you don't just die immediately. So the team will win in forever how long, but that is another option. The other option are pretty much just put dots and put more dots, and then the boss will die to dots. So it's going to be a 1-minute run or 50-second run with Lily and Shadow Sania. Very fair, very balanced. I know if you don't have it, you're going to farm very, very slow, and you're not even sure if it's going to work. So Kachi the God is going to be on a time weave build for the cooldown reduction of the set. We have Kazami for more cooldown reduction, and I think all the support is going to be on Artisan to give you even more shield and more defense buff that scale with the defense buff that you already have on Kachi the God. So they're just all on Artisan. So this is the turtle strategy that potentially can be the new strategy, but so far it is far and few in between. Next up, we have Dokyoki Inferno. I think for this one, we will see more variety. I mean, by variety, I mean just green SSR character. So we have a whole fucking lot of claws. We have a lot of Kazuyo for the sleep to take away the boss damage reduction. And then we have either Remoka or Siada on Revelation, or Messiah. So the main damage for these is going to be Remoka, Messiah, and Siada. We don't really see any other option right there. Personally, for me, I don't have claws, so that's going to be a problem. I have no Siada, that's another problem. I might be able to build towards the Messiah com, if that is possible. But the one common thing that would never escape is the dominance of Lily in this content as well. So let me find a reasonable clear time team. Let's say we have a 2-minute clear time here. So the concept of the dungeon is pretty simple, right? You go in, you're trying to control them with some sort of control debuff that will take away the damage reduction, and you start doing damage. If you die in the first turn, then that's going to be a problem. So we have a bit of control here. The Freya for the buff. We have the CC unit to provide the CC. So this one right there, provide the CC. And then we have the heal coming out from Linglo to potentially keep the team alive if things go wrong. And your Remoka better hit really hard, or your Seada, or your Messiah, whatever you're using, okay? It doesn't really matter. Whatever you're using, better hit really hard. And then if you farm a whole lot of Rengokutsu, you can get your hands on the Codex of Magic, so that you can potentially do the entire combo again, as you can see right here. So we defense break again, we sleep again, and because Remoka reset her own skill with her passive, you do the whole combo again. So right now, if you kill the thing on the left side, if she kill right there, she could have cleared the entire wave. So that is pretty much the best scenario that you can think of with this kind of dungeon. But it's a little bit more hopeful compared to other dungeon, because this one, we don't see Lily, we don't see Shadow Sania. There is Lily in there, but you don't have to have Lily. So Dokyoki is probably going to be the easiest to build towards 2 dungeon compared to the other 2, because if you look at the team that people are using, is not 100% Lily. There are Lilies in here, but it's not 100%. And lastly, for Infernal Aurora, we have Lily back at it again, but we see a new rise of Rosa, which is a very positive thing for me personally, because I did not reset Rosa, and I love farming immunity gear at some point of the game, and I think I'm gonna try to do that. So for this dungeon, the concept is also very similar. We have the buff, and then we're gonna strip that with either Holden or Viper or Mia or whatever you are stripping, okay? So you strip that with Hendrik as well. And then you start healing to take away the stupid shield of the boss. And once again, in Dokyoki, they destroy your HP, so bruising is gonna be pretty sad. And in here, I think the boss also kind of gets stronger over time, and one way or another, that is gonna suck for you. But as you can see right here, there is no defense breaker for this boss, because if you replace Lily with Dinah in this situation, it makes sense in the beta. All right, in the beta and the test server, I would replace Lily with Dinah or any AoE defense breaker or any single target defense breaker, so that you can start doing a whole lot of damage with your Rosa. But here Rosa is using Revelation to do max HP damage to the boss, 8k per hit, very solid damage from Rosa, but it's definitely gonna take a while, and Lily can help with reducing the cooldown of both Revelation and Rosa's skill 3, so that she can do so many hits on the boss and perform amazing damage. But with defense break, you cannot kill the boss. The boss is way too fucking tanky. They buffed the boss from the beta to from the test server so much compared to before. So with the death break setup, it takes you way too long to kill it. And the boss got immunity back, and suddenly your strip is not keeping up with the strip. Your heal is getting outpaced by the boss, and you can't kill them properly. And we need to mention the fact that potentially all these characters that you're watching could be max dupe, could be max skill, so they have less cooldown because, hey, they can buy certain skill up in the shop, right? So that can make a huge difference as well. Holden lower cooldown for Rosa can allow you to do more DPS. But this is the way. So Lily is just absolutely boosting Rosa and reducing her cooldown, allowing her to do crazy damage on Aurora Inferno. Is there any other option compared to the Lily team? There are. But are they gonna be easy? Like 6-minute run looks pretty rough, but it's doable. So in the meta for Aurora Inferno, it is most of the time double healer. So Mia and Linglo. Mia has a secondary strip as well. We have Valerian here potentially for the 3rd support, but 1 DPS for all these dungeons. There's no defense break set up to one-shot the boss yet in Aurora Inferno, but I think it's doable with Revelation on Rosa. If you have Lily, congratulations, but Revelation on Rosa and just trying to burst the boss down slowly. Burst and slowly doesn't really go together very well. But that is the meta for Aurora Inferno right now. Lily, Rosa is the way. Double healer and then a strip. So either Viper, who's going to be really good, Holden, absolutely incredible because of the attack break so that the boss will not kill you too fast, or Hendrik. So far, Hendrik has been kind of be gone from PvE meta due to Holden appearance, because not dying is so much more important than doing big diddy damage. So Holden is the king right now. He's holding the PvE meta together. But the moment you get really good gear and perfect shell substat roll, I think Hendrik's gonna come back, because Hendrik make you clear faster And nobody want to play the game forever. People want to play as quickly as possible because we're conditioned by every other gacha game is to go in, you do PvE as quickly as possible, get as many pools as possible, and get the fuck out. And wait for the next patch to summon a new character. And they bring a lot of that habit into the game as well, which is kind of understandable. For the Ember track, a lot of people have cleared the last memory of Abyss and they're going to the hard version. So once again, we're seeing the dominance of Lily. Lily everywhere. Lily Restart, Etheria Lily everywhere. But we do have a team without Lily here that clear in 4 minutes. So crazy burst damage. We have a Rosa to do insane damage. We have Ditting to do crazy damage. We have Claws for the defense so that they can do damage. And 2 different attack buffer. No healing. Dude, I want to see that clear so bad. That is crazy. No healing and big damage coming out from Ditting and Rosa. I wonder what happened in there. That could be really crazy. But I think we are seeing a theme across the board with the PvE. We see the similar unit that are being used, and we don't see a whole lot of low rarity character. It's a whole lot of Lily, and it's a whole lot of Claws, Ditting, Rosa, Messiah, Freya, and back once again with Lily. If you can use Dot, there's gonna be Shadow Sanya. If you can't use Dot, then it's big Ditting damage. That is pretty much it. What about the Shell Dungeon? So for Nico Nana, it is crazy Dot team once again. Dot team, Dot team, Dot team, but Dot team. Yeah, Dot team every fucking where. It is really hard to find a team that is not Dot. I wish there's a way to filter the clear by character so you can see some fun niche team that showed up once in a while, because in this content, you can actually see how they are building their characters. You can replicate one by one and not miss a single piece of stat in every single character. But unfortunately, with the recent system right now, the more you look into this, the more discouraged you will be if you don't have these exact character that people are using. So, oh, we have a non-Dot team. All right, gonna take a look right there because we all know Dot team, right? But what about the non-Dot team? So here we have Rosa for the damage and slow. We have Holden for the defense break and the attack down. We have Kazami for the speed buff, because once again, even Infernal, you need to have speed buff and slow debuff on the boss to actually do any real meaningful damage. So because Holden is using skill 3, I assume it's maybe on auto for everyone out there. And the stun from this guy is crazy. The extra damage from this guy is actually crazy as well. Doesn't look very simple though. So this girl can buff speed for your team. She reduces your cooldown, which is crazy good. She can strip whatever the boss is using, and she can land slow, because Rosa's slow is not going to be there all the time, right? So having a bit more slow from other character can really be helpful. I think Rosa on Revelation is just insane because her skill 3 hit 3 times. She always lands the skill 1 after that as well. So another 3 hit. So the total damage with Revelation every time she can do the skill 3 is insane. But if you maxed out Rosa's skill 3, her skill 3 becomes 3 turn cooldown and will be in line with the Revelation cooldown. Because right now, if you don't max out Rosa's skill 3, you will skill 3 the first turn, do massive damage, but then Revelation is going to come back before the skill 3 and you will go skill 1 with Revelation. It doesn't feel as good. But this one is kind of looking good, honestly. I'm not sure what if the boss target Rosa like heavily, will he lose? But it is looking good right now. Whenever he lands a slow, whenever he lands a speed buff, he's starting to do damage. He just need the Holden to land a bit more defense break so that he can kill the boss a bit faster. We have Artisan on the Holden as well to make sure that the team can use a bit more shield and defense buff to stay alive. But hey, this one is looking pretty good right there, guys. Underrated performance coming out from Kazami, the speed buffer. So the game has option for people to build. It's just that it is so hard to build anything, right? Like if you want to build a character, there's so much build anxiety in the community right now. Like whether you should build this character, is it really that good? Can you actually win with your build, with your gear, with your model, with your shell right now? Because if you look at the shell and the gear that they have on these characters, they could be maxed out mythic shells. So it's going to take a long ass time to get there as well. And is it still the meta team by the time you get the resources to build Kazami? You don't know. Like if everybody has easier access to aura or SR character, I think there'll be more team coming up like this one in particular. That looks pretty good. It's gonna win right there because we know he's gonna win. So there are definitely choices going on hidden amongst the fucking Lily. But People just have to see it, right? People just really have to see it. In Infernal Sharon, it is dominated by Kachi the God, because this guy can buff immunity, this guy can extend the immunity, so you don't get shit on by the boss dot. So everyone is racing to build Kachi the God as well, because he's the one kind of saving the Sharon Inferno meta right now. But it is still being dominated by Lily plus Ditting, because the immunity is not going to last forever, right? Let's be real here. His cooldown is not like 2 turns or something. It's not going to last forever. The boss still hit pretty hard. So with a combination of Lily and Ditting, you kill the boss way faster than you should be. So that allow you to stay alive with that how many turn immunity that Kachi the God can provide. Maybe about 3. Oh, the fact that he hit the right side, I think this was the manual clear. But I think this one has the potential to auto clear, because as long as you keep up the immunity, you're gonna be okay. You may not even need Valerian in the future, so that you can do even more damage with, let's say, Freya, for example, or maybe Claus, for example, to defense break the boss, so you start killing faster. But as you can see right here, without healing, it is a little bit sus. If you don't do enough damage, you're still gonna die. So the meta is still kill fast or get shit on. And that is very consistent among different bosses. Like, it looks very close right now. Even with Kachi the God, even with Valerian trying to save you, if you don't do enough damage, very sus. But it is an option, and it's being recommended by so many players right now, because it's doable. Kachi the God is the unit to build. However, once again, if you have no Lily, then is it possible? We don't know yet. So that is what I will try to find. So without Lily, is it doable? Will I do enough damage? Big question. And now we're going to go to Shadowflame-hoyan. I think it's going to be Kachi the God as well. Oh, we can dot this one. So we're back to the dot team, baby. So dot everywhere. Every time you can dot, it is going to be a dot team. Almost every team is the same team, because it is so good. So you go to recent clear. It is still dot team, baby. Let's fucking go. So dot team everywhere. Or you have an 8-minute clear with Tiamat, which not many people is going to be a fan of that, but it is doable, I guess, if you just survive long enough, right? But overall, it is dot team, just dot team. So without Shadow, Sana is going to suck, because we are not sure whether you can land enough dots with Obo and Fangus. Without Shadow Sana, you have to run a 3rd dot unit. There's no 3rd dot unit. There's Ashu that can land 3-turn dot, but it's an R character. So people are very anxious about building an R character. A lot of resources for a gimmicky R character is not a big fan. And now for the last one, oh, you can do raw damage to him. So no dot team for this one, but raw damage back at it once again. So we have a team without Lily, without Shadow Sania. We have Ditting to be the main man, and we have the defense break set up for Ditting. So it's gonna be raw damage once again. No turtle, because here we have Lily to no Lily. Here we have Valerian to provide the attack buff for Ditting, and Ditting has to do the hardest carry of all time. Oh my god, dude, that is crazy. Because that could have destroyed Ditting, but we have Valerian, so maybe it's not too bad. So now Valerian's gonna buff the team, trying to keep the team alive. So I think Rengokutsu is actually a bit more free-to-play friendly, because these characters you are seeing on the screen right now are the character that you build naturally, and you can reuse them. You don't have to build anything new. So potentially, if you get here, Infernal in Rengokutsu is a bit more doable compared to other, as long as your gear is up to par, right? Because if you get one shot in the first turn, you saw right now that the enemy almost one-shot Ditting if Claus didn't land the hacking in progress, which reduced the damage output from the enemy by a little bit, allowing you to survive a little bit better. So let me check the gear on this Ditting to see how tanky it actually is. So clear time, we have Ditting with plus 10,000 health and 700 defense. So you better get some stat on your Ditting, man. If it's like plus 5,000 health, it's gonna get one shot, like back to back, very easily. And then we have crazy fast Claws. We have a nice little healer here, and we have Valerian to keep your team alive, as well as buffing attack buff for Ditting. So other than that, back to Lily, baby, back to fucking Lily. But at least in Rengokutsu, there is an option, and I think it's probably more doable than other content that require, or not require, that the LDSSR is being so popular right now. And that is the current trend that we're seeing in the game. Is it healthy or not? Is it required I don't know, man. Time will decide. Maybe, maybe not. But what we have right now definitely doesn't put a good look for the outside looking in. New player coming in, they see the discussion being LDSSR or no play the game. Gonna look very, very bad. Okay? You ask people to be logical, to think about the long term. This is gacha gamers we're talking about. Nobody give a shit about long term, okay? Instant gratification, dopamine hit right fucking now. Hey, let me know what you think about the current meta in the discussion down below in the YouTube comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.